I'm not sure how that works.
You in the match or not?
Yeah, I'm in now. Both of them have just loaded in.
Yeah, I've
1-3.
got my 140-second counter.
Yeah, it's probably taking a while
So
for
yeah,
you to catch
3-minute
up.
delay.
A minute and a half in, so. No, I'm the counter started. Never mind.
Yeah, the
It
counter
says
started
120
now.
and it's counting down.
Currently, I'm about to hit 110.
Well, okay, I don't know what. Oh wow, I'm in the match. Hello. This is the fastest 3
RolloT,
minutes of my life.
RolloT, knowing what LDJoy is capable of with Vimana, immediately picks up Weakening Curse, or Creeping Curse, which we know will become Weakening Curse later on. He also chooses Silver Breastplate, which will of course be built into Breastplate of Valor, an excellent starting item for Ao Kuang, as long as you don't mind having absolutely no speed whatsoever. LDJoy, on the other hand, has chosen Combat Boots, so which we'll be building either into Focus or Warrior, can't remember what they're called, and a Hand of the Gods.
It also looks like he's gonna go and grab the damage buff early game too.
Well, again, picking up damage buff is really if you just want to lay down the pain. RolloT looks like he might be trying to look around the camps to see if LDJoy's hiding anywhere. Not really making too much of a push to look. He's thinking maybe would he be there.
Oh, we might get some action.
Minions have spawned.
Minions just spawned
Okay, question.
now.
Question: how do I use the buttons in the upper right,
Hold down
in the
Alt.
upper left
Space.
corner? Space.
Space and Alt.
Okay.
Space used to
Now I
do that.
see.
I'm just used to using Alt now. RolloT's going for the mana
See them
camp
both
buff.
getting buffs.
So again, very wise move on Ao Kuang, because it is a very mana-hungry god. Until you start building to the point where you get the large pool, which is really kind of his whole mechanic.
That's another thing going for that early breastplate of valor will help with.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Not to mention with Ao Kuang's passive, he gets more damage for mana. So actually, for Ao Kuang, breastplate of valor technically gives him a little bit of magic power.
Exactly, and while people build Book of Toth to follow that up, maybe even a Warlock Sash, we build a lot of those stack items that grant you more and more mana. Someone fired DJ Shire from the chat for saying, the problem with playing Ao Kuang, the game tends to drag on.
I don't know, Alcon can end a game pretty quick if he pushes hard enough.
The joke being that Dragon and Dragon are spelled exactly the same way. I.e., he's fired from the
Okay.
chat forever.
And then now I get it. I was gonna say, clearly you haven't played Ao Kuang against me, but
Oh, he's got
You're
LD
fired.
almost half.
How much farther
guys are
ahead are
like
you than right
30
now? I
seconds
think
ahead
about
of
the
me.
same.
yeah, you guys are about 30 seconds ahead of me.
Can you move farther?
Oh, got it.
Yeah, there we go. RolloT picks off LDJoy. I think you're a little ahead of me. Can I move? How do I even move
You can
forward?
slow down if you
guys
want.
are way ahead of me. Vimana's not even halfway down yet.
Hit the plus in the top left corner.
Oh, that's what that does. I thought it was like a zoom in. I was like, what the fuck?
And I just left it for a little bit so I can go back to 1. Hopefully that'll sync us up a little
2
bit
minutes
better.
and 5 seconds.
How much?
10 now.
10, 12, 13, 14,
Oh, okay. I think I've caught up.
19,
now. I'm actually a little.
20.
I'm at
Yeah, I'm exactly where you are now.
225.
I just
So
hit
I'm 5
225
seconds
now.
Whatever, close enough.
We'll see. I did a little
Just
bit more of a
keeping that
boost.
push on LDJoy. He has, if he can't get him, he's gonna have a hard time.
A mighty storm.
That's what our Qualms know for.
That's
One
kind
thing
of...
about Kong, he's very good at pushing early game, but middle and late game, depending on how LDJoy plays, that could fall off. But you can't. But he's got to not lose this early game.
I guess that would be LDJoy's big disadvantage at this point, is that he won't have the ability to push that Ao Kuang does. He won't be able to build million stacks just as quickly, and he's going to kind of have to rely on getting in there and getting those kills.
He's not gonna be able to do much unless he can kill Ao Kuang, which is a task in its own.
Or if he can build to the point where he can tank Ao Kuang's damage and not get out
Your
pushed.
middle tower is under attack.
Gonna be pretty rough.
RolloT heading back, picking up full Breastplate of Valor, now getting Magic Shoes, which I believe would probably either build into Focus or just straight up Shoes of the Magi. I personally prefer Focus.
Grab Meditation as well, so he can keep the push on harder.
A mighty
He also picked up his second level of Creeping Curse, which again, like I'm saying, I am almost positive will be burnt in a Weakening Curse, because the minute LDJoy pops his ult, that's going to go down on top of him, along with probably a couple tornadoes. What my main concern is if this ever fight becomes me versus RolloT, who's commenting on it? Sean, I guess.
No, all of us. We all comment, we all shit on you.
The worst thing.
You just have like a community commentary? I don't know.
tower is under attack.
RolloT
What do you
just,
think Chaos is gonna do next?
he's gonna run away like a little bitch, yep, I knew it! Alright, but we've got RolloT burning down the minions, constantly chipping damage away at LDJoy.
LDJoy not really having any kind of chance to get in there and do some damage.
It also looks like with the Talisman, that's probably going to be built into something like Stone of Gaia. Probably a really good counter for Ao Kuang. Oh, the ult hits you. Gee,
And he's
RolloT
gone.
is just ruthless right now.
He's got to get. LDJoy's got to get better at dodging. I see him get caught in the tornadoes,
Mighty
and
storm.
he's got to learn to anticipate them if he's this around.
And if you can't anticipate,
Grab
have
some
something that's
gun.
going to be able to kind of undo that. Pick up an Aegis if you have to. Usually a combat Aegis is enough to just pop and run.
No, it just isn't. It depends. If you get the one that lets you move,
Yeah,
then
combat.
that's okay. But I've had it where people will try to use Aegis and just sit in the tornado, and then when Aegis runs out and they've got the dot on them, so
Yeah, that's Aegis Pendant is most useful for that. Maybe another more likely counter for that, but I think that's usually the easiest, especially if you've got a heavy dot on you.
honestly the
Poor
best way to counter
LDJoy,
it.
he had a good push and then it's just denied by one tornado.
You start getting a powerful build out Kuang, minions aren't a thing anymore. Minions are not an advantage you have.
Grab the blue buff.
I'm more likely to make sure that he can keep his mana pool up. That was kind of a big issue, is going for the damage buff right away. The RolloT does not have the Weakening Curse yet, but LDJoy doesn't give chase with that, just kind of more like to get out of the issue he was having.
It looks like Ao Kuang was gonna get away, so he just thought it was not gonna happen anyways.
Now, Chris unfortunately hit missing with both of his squalls.
Mighty storm.
Dropping tornadoes to make sure they can keep the minion farm up. So again, missing with the squall. A very difficult shot to hit with. It's very quick, there's a slight delay on it, and it's absurdly powerful when you hit with it.
And again, LDJoy is not dodging these tornadoes well. All that cooldown, Chris is just able to spam them.
It looks like Chris may have
So like, it's
something
almost
on him.
as soon as one tornado's down, he's got another one up almost. Between focus and breastplate.
It has extremely heavy cooldowns just to start, and unfortunately, RolloT missed with his ult, not being able to finish off
Your middle
Vamana
tower
yet
is
and
under
again.
attack.
Excellent dodges by LDJoy.
Not to let him to survive, but there's still just a major issue right now. RolloT is just able to dish out way too much damage. LDJoy's picking up a Fatalis, probably going to hasten Fatalis. Also, as it's predicted, picked up Stone of Gaia.
Which is helping him a little bit, since he's still taking those tornadoes.
At this point, RolloT would probably be wise to pick up something with penetration, just do a little bit of a counteraction to that, even though he still has great advantage in this. If there's too much magical, protection going on, then there's really not much he's going to be able to do. Again, Ao Kuang's kit is not really a full burst damage kit. There's only so much you can do with a You're Dead combo, and it involves the ult. Many things are very easily missed.
And again, that's why I say dodging the tornadoes is so important, because if he misses those, he doesn't have a lot else. Unless he gets off a Squall ult combo, but with the ult's cooldown, he can't do that very often.
RolloT probably realizing right now that the reputation of LawSide is entirely on him. He was the only one this entire night who won a match on LawSide.
Your middle tower is under attack.
LDJoy as Amana manages to get some minions to the tower finally to do a little bit of damage.
He's gotten to the point where he can almost out-sustain Ao Kuang.
Especially that Stone of Gaia, which is helping him heal up after he takes a tornado.
RolloT picking up Polynomicon with that lifesteal is just going to kind of heal him up as he's eating the minions apart.
Your middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, RolloT going for a damage camp now. So I'm looking at a little bit of an assassin drop. Oh, LDJoy's there to meet him. RolloT smartly not engaging LDJoy during the ult, just running away. He didn't have any reason to actually try to attack him. His health wasn't low. And RolloT would probably start doing wisely if he stacks something else with a good mana pool. He is burning through it absurdly fast. Oh, an excellent tornado drop there. And this is precisely what I was saying with Ao Kuang. Oh, nice shot!
Oh, and he got him with the ult.
That is all he had in his kit. As we see, when you've got kind of a face-to-face fight going on between two characters, Ao Kuang is really at the disadvantage. The most he can do is drop tornadoes directly on himself if it's a melee. And even then, if the melee has enough power to burn down Ao Kuang, they can just sit in the tornadoes and destroy him. RolloT dropping tornadoes on the Phoenix, which doesn't do anything, but why not?
It's very upset at the Phoenix.
The way I always play it is if I'm going to do a late tornado drop when there's nothing up, I'll put it where the next minions are going to spawn from. RolloT looking to refresh damage camp buff, probably? Yeah, it looks like it. LDJoy going for mana buff. Or is he? Looks as if he dropped it, but didn't bother to pick it up.
I wonder if he just missed it.
I'd have been just farming the minions for some XP and gold.
Ah, he's gonna go for the... Well, no. No, he's not. I thought he was gonna go down to the cooldown, but it's not up yet.
LDJoy picking up Round Shield, not sure what he's going to be building that into. Smartly, RolloT does pick up Obsidian Shard. So it's Tiny Trinket now, which I believe...
Possibly a Bancroft's?
Seems like it wouldn't be a bad idea at this point.
More power and more lifesteal.
Bit of a showdown of the Phoenix. Dropping tornadoes behind LDJoy, but not enough to do anything to him. That is one of the smarter moves, which always seems... If you've ever got someone pushed up against a tower or a minion... I'll hold off while we've got a bit of a fight going on here. LDJoy picked up Shield of Regrowth. Weakening Curse to counter. RolloT drops the tornadoes and the ult. He might... Yes! Wow, well played!
Yep.
Well played by RolloT. He knew exactly how to
I thought
counter.
LDJoy might get a kill for a minute, but nope.
Yeah, it looked close, but then he knew exactly. He had the weakening curse up, making sure that he wasn't going to get any of that health back, either from his Shield of Rigo or from the ult. Dropped the tornadoes, made him fight him inside the tornadoes, and luckily managed to hit with both the ult and his one, which, again, certainly powerful skill.
It doesn't look like LDJoy has much health built up either.
I think at this point he's trying to go for more of an attack. He went for Stone of Gaia, but at this point now it's just attack, attack,
Your
attack.
middle Phoenix is under attack.
That LDJoy going after the speed camp right now. Or is he looking to pick up yet another damage camp buff? Which is not unwise, especially when you've got all the things you need.
I really must be going. A mighty storm!
And speaking of all the things you need, RolloT has picked up Divine Ruin. Again, the reduced healing and regeneration, another excellent counter combo. And Lost Artifact will probably end up building into a RolloT Tahuti.
A mighty storm!
At this point, RolloT is doing classic counter building against Vimana. He knows how LDJoy played Vimana before, and he's countering everything about that.
A mighty storm!
We had too many matches up against LDJoy where we thought he'd had him down to a sliver of health. He'd hit his ult, and then it was just... all his health is right back. And RolloT is having none of this right now.
LDJoy's still able to take out the minion push without Kwong sitting right on top of it.
Exactly. It seems like Chris was more after... less about the Phoenix. It looks like he might just try to face tank some shots into the Phoenix.
Trying to whittle it down, but it's still healing more than he can hurt it.
Again, doing more of an attack directly on LDJoy. I'm not entirely sure if Chris knows that he cannot harm the Phoenix because he keeps trying to use his skills on it.
That or he was just aiming for LDJoy and
We'll figure it out.
He might have anticipated a dodge or a juke, but we'll see.
He was aiming after the Minotaur,
A mighty storm!
the Titan. Even though he can't hurt it yet.
It's putting on absurdly heavy pressure to LDJoy right now. At this point, LDJoy looked like he was using that mostly to heal up the damage that had been done to him and less about actually doing anything to RolloT. RolloT anticipated that he'd be making a push towards him and drop the tornadoes on top of him instead of anywhere away where he was standing. The unfortunate is that RolloT always manages to finish off the last of the minions. LDJoy heads back. And he has no minions to back up to actually get in there and do anything to that Phoenix.
He charges in right as the new minions, Owl's new minions appear.
And LDJoy focused mostly and entirely on the minions. And RolloT is worried about not so much taking down LDJoy. Middle about push and pull. RolloT looks like he's going to go back and try to finish off. Believe that will be, yes, it is RolloT Tahuti. LDJoy's picked up yet another power ability with Rage. Seems like he's trying to go very heavy bruiser with Vimana right now. It's seemingly ignoring Vimana's passive.
Looks like LDJoy's playing as defensively as he can, seeing if he can maybe get up to the point where he can level match Alquam.
Really must.
Again, well-placed weakening curse. LT will probably be doing an ult. Oh! LDJoy very well times using
dodges it.
that dash from Vamana gets him out of there just in time. RolloT is just kind of tired of this shit and is now face-taking the Phoenix, hoping that he can get it down. This might end up being his death.
And nope, he's gotten it down.
Middle enemy
And he lives.
LDJoy now a full chase. I believe RolloT is probably going to be... No, he's still alive. How is he still alive?
Why
Oh,
is
if he
it
had
going
hit...
to die?
Oh my god, what is... No, what is... Wow! Wow! That everything about that was LDJoy's... It was all on him, but no, Chris manages to dive and juke and just do just enough. And he's now, you know, barely any health, just gonna run in there and start burning that Phoenix down.
Your Titan.
And it was one of the most horseshit things Kwang is capable of, is dropping the tornadoes directly on the Titan every single time.
I really must.
Looks like he might take it out this run.
I think it's, yeah, this is it.
Yep.
Gone.
Chris avenges the lost side of the map.